Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to all the new subscribers as well. I can already see that you guys are loving and consuming all the weight gain content like crazy because I can see the engagement and the views on my channel have literally blasted off the roof. So welcome to all of you guys to this gaining community, as well as go ahead and press the notification bell so you never miss out on more such amazing weight gain videos. Now some of you guys have noticed that I haven't really posted a long video in the last couple of weeks, and that is because a lot has changed in my life. Like my daughter is going to the school, our day-to-day family operations have changed, as well as business is growing, and I was literally feeling burnt out and I was running like a chicken everywhere trying to get everything done, and I was actually losing my own health. So I decided to take a step back, especially on the content creation side of the things, because that is the most time consuming thing in my business, and take that time to reset myself, catch a breath and find a work-life balance, because running your own business, that too from home, means you're basically working around the clock, right? And that was literally taking a toll on my health. Anyways, now I'm back on track with posting long videos. However, I will just be posting long videos once every 2 weeks, but I will be sharing tons of shorts videos weekly, fully dedicated to weight gain. So be sure to check out the shorts tab on my channel. Alright, with that little update out of the way, let me take you through my back and biceps workout. So once I'm done with my 4 to 5 minutes of warm up on any kind of machine that is available in the gym, I try and do a little bit of mobility routine, because of course before you start loading yourself with any kind of dumbbell, as well as start progressing, you want to make sure that your body is actually ready to take it. Now whether I train at home or in the gym, I always start off with a free weight sort of an exercise, whether it's on a barbell or whether it's using a dumbbell. And here I have decided to do these single arm dumbbell bent over rows. So this exercise, of course, you have seen this before as well. The idea is to hinge at your hips at about 45-degree angles, a little bit more than that actually. It's not completely 90-degree bend, but it's close to, I would say, 75 to 80%. So that's where I'm at. And then the idea is to lower your arm, lift the dumbbell, and then you have to pull the dumbbell towards your belly button. Right now, this is a back exercise. You want to be able to engage with your lat muscles to be able to feel the exercise and to be able to use that muscle to pull that weight towards you. A lot of people, the mistake that they make is that they use their arms to just perform the up and down movement, but that's not what you're doing. The idea is just pretend as if you're dragging your elbows upwards and backwards. This way you'll be able to engage a lot more with your lat muscles. I also try and literally dig my little finger in the dumbbell so that I'm kind of keeping all the weight of the dumbbell on my little finger. That also kind of gives me that guideline that okay, this is how you need to be pulling the weight up and towards your belly button. Otherwise you end up feeling, especially when you're trying to progressive overload with this exercise, a lot of arm engagement can happen if you don't play with these tricks and ensure that the actual back muscle is doing the work and not your arms. So I did about 4 sets of this exercise, and with each set I kept on increasing the weight of dumbbell that I was lifting, and my reps ranged between 8 to 12. Second exercise is also a back exercise, which is our wide grip lat pull down. Now adjusting the machines is very important. Like with the padding of this exercise, you want to make sure that when you sit down, these pads should be right above your thighs, making sure that your butt doesn't move and you are like nicely tucked in that one position. As you can see that as I slide down, I make sure that I'm really sitting in towards those pads so that there is no movement whatsoever in my lower body, right? Also, if you look at my grip, I'm not going too wide, I'm not going too narrow, I'm just going at a little bit wider than my shoulder width, of course. So that's the perfect hand placement for me, which is where I feel the most in my lats as well. Now in the starting position, what you want to be doing is you want to make sure that you pull your shoulders back and you engage with your lat muscles, so that when you bring that bar down towards your chest, right where your chin is, you want to be able to actually engage with your lat muscles again, right? Slow and controlled, don't rush through the movement, especially the negative movement where your arms are actually going back up again. That's where you want to make sure that you're really controlling the movement. That is where the most muscle engagement happens. Here again, what I try and remind myself is that my pinky, my little finger, is what's pulling that bar down, right? Because again, arms can easily take over in these exercises. So the idea is to again drag your elbows down without using your arms, and the best way is by reminding yourself that it's your little finger that is doing the job of pulling that bar down, right? Which means your arms will have no usage whatsoever and your lats will do all the work when pulling that weight down. I did about 4 sets for this exercise as well, and in the last set I actually did a drop set. So as you can see, I lifted my heaviest weight and I did about 6 reps. reps, then I dropped by 1 to 2 plates, and then I did about 8 reps, and then I dropped again by 1 to 2 plates, and I did about 10 reps, right? So that is called a drop set, another way of challenging yourself. So that is exactly what I did. So the third exercise that I chose is my bicep exercise. These are called preacher curls. So again, you have this special kind of, a bench sort of an arrangement here, where you can ensure that you set the, seat at a good height that matches, your height and your anatomy and stuff like that. And then you're able to place your arms properly on that padding. So the idea is that basically the padding should go right under your armpit, and then your chest should get a good support from that, front padding that you have. Once you have adjusted the whole machinery as per your height, that is when you just lift yourself up, grab the barbell that is in front of you, and you start performing these preacher curls. This is an amazing exercise for biceps growth. It covers a bit of short head as well as your long head of your bicep muscles, and it's an absolute must add if you have this sort of a setup available at your gym, because this is absolutely going to hit it completely on a different level. You sure can do this exercise with dumbbells as well. However, with this particular setup, it definitely feels a lot more in that particular exact area that you want to feel this exercise in. Then the next exercise that I have here is our seated cable rows. Now it's an amazing exercise for your mid back, right? So you basically start off by choosing the right attachment. There are so many different attachments that you can get. I'm using this V-bar attachment today. You want to be sitting in about 90-degree angle at your hips, right? Of course, not exact 90-degree. As you can see, my torso is kind of, little bit going up, forward and backwards, which is absolutely fine, but majorly close to about 90 degrees at your back, right? So that's what you want to be doing. And then of course you pull the cable towards your rib cage, and then when you do that, making sure that your elbows are not flaring out, they're staying a bit closer to your body. And when you pull it towards you, you want to make sure that you squeeze that mid back of yours nice and tight. Pause just for a second, and then slowly let the cable go down. And then when the cable is going down, you want to feel a good stretch in your mid back, and then again drag your elbows back towards your rib cage, and again squeeze that midsection of your back, right? Moving on to the next exercise, which is our incline bicep curls. Now, as you can see, you definitely need a bench for this exercise. The bench has to be at about 45 degrees angle, and then as you can see that I have basically tucked my elbows right against that bench, and my elbows are not going to move whatsoever. It's just my forearms that are just traveling that weight up and down. This way you're putting a lot of pressure on the inside of your arm, which is your short head, right? So it's really targeting that particular section. Also, as you can see, my arms are angled outwards in this exercise so that I can emphasize a lot more on that short head. Don't worry about lifting too heavy for this exercise. It's more about doing the exercise correctly and actually engaging with the right muscle instead of lifting too heavy of a weight and not being able to even perform the repetition properly. And last but not the least, I'm doing some reverse curls here. Now try to do these with these discs here. Again, they're very super light, I think 2.5 kgs discs. However, the only difference here is, as compared to a barbell or a dumbbell curl, is that these discs are hanging and they're moving, right? Which means when you have a kettlebell or a disc like this, which is trying to move as well, whilst you perform the movement, you engage a lot more muscle fibers, as those muscle fibers then work towards keeping that disc stable, right? So that's why this variation is definitely great. I was really sore after this forearm exercise. And then of course, just make sure you are doing your post-workout stretching. For some reasons I thought I was filming my post-workout stretches, but actually it just wasn't. My camera was just off. However, I managed to film this dead bug hang. Absolutely amazing to stretch out those lat muscles and to really open up your spine disc as well. And I make sure that I do this dead bug hang at the end of all of my back workouts. Now once I'm done with my workouts, the first thing that I do is I take my whey protein supplement, and then about an hour later is when I have my lunch. So I had some leftover pav bhaji, so that is exactly what I have here. This pav actually is a whole grain pav, so this has about 6 grams of protein, plus I added 2 eggs on side as well as scrambled, and then of course bhajis, all potatoes, peas and capsicums and those kind of things. So there you go guys. I hope you enjoyed today's workout and you got to learn all of these machine exercises. Stay tuned because I'll be filming a lot more machine exercises for the rest of the body parts as well. Stay fit, stay fierce. Bye guys.